God has blessed me with a beautiful weekend. I've got a nice long weekend. Got a day off on Monday. God has given me the most beautiful days. Today's 50. I think tomorrow's supposed to be like 59, and the day after that's like 60 something. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. However, life in general, I've got a lot of stuff I got to do. I actually made a list. I'm not 100% sure I can, it's here somewhere. I'm not 100% sure I can read it without my glasses. Oh yeah, I think so. So this is what I've got to do in the next 3 days. First, I've got to fix my daughter's belt. She bought a new belt, but she's a little bitty. She's a little tiny thing. So I got to put a new hole in this belt for her. Not going to take a long time. So that shouldn't be too bad. But I got to fix the electric fence because the horses kept getting out. I got to fix a lock on the old C4 if I get time. I got to change the oil in my truck. I religiously change the oil in my truck every 5,000 miles, and she's at like 5,020 right now, so she's overdue. Also going to change the fuel filter in the truck. So that has to be done now. That can't wait. That has to be done first thing. And also the BMW is due for an oil change. She's actually overdue, so we're going to go ahead and do that too, because I don't want to be buying another BMW engine. Ain't no She's runs beautiful, 84,000 miles. We're going to take care of that old girl, so she'll be reliable for a long time. So got to do oil changes in 2 vehicles. Got to do a fuel filter change in the truck. The truck's got a brake that's dragging, so I got to fix that. That's a got to do. You can't be driving with bad brakes. My daughter's Cadillac, I just noticed I got in it the other day, and it's got a brake. The brakes are grinding in the front, so it's got to get the brakes done before the end of this weekend. The Gremlin tail lights keep blowing out, and I think I know why they're going out, but because I put too small a fuse in there. But she's got a bad connection in the fuse panel, and I've tried clean. I've tried everything. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I might maybe jump the wires out and then put an inline. I might go that route, because for whatever reason I'm just not getting a good connection on those old 1977 little prongy thingies. But again, the stuff on the Corvette and the stuff on the Gremlin, that can wait. That doesn't have to be done this weekend, but it's on my list, shall we say. The oil changes have to be done. The fuel filter change has to be done. The brakes have to be done. The caddy's a little low on windshield washer fluid. That'll only take a couple of minutes. I got to take the old Gremlin into town and put some gas in her. I know that doesn't sound like much, but town's 15 minutes away. And let's see, I bought a Fury. I bought a '66 Fury last week. Still sitting on the trailer. Got to get it off the trailer. We got to do a walk around on it. I'm going to go ahead and video all of this today. The first thing I'm going to do is the Fury, because I got to get it off the trailer, because if something breaks down, I have my trailer empty. So that's going to be right there on the list of things to do, like now. But I've got 3 days to get all this done. Let's see, what else do we have? We have, let's see. Oh, I got somebody that needs some parts off of one of my parts cars, and I got to get that out. Speakers in the old Corvette I bought. I've got a floor pan and a 73 Charger that has to come out. I've got a pristine floor, well, pretty close to pristine floor in a Charger out here. And I got a guy stop by this morning, which I've been taking care of him already this morning, and he wants that floor pan, so I got to start cutting it out too. That doesn't have to be done this weekend, but all of this has to be done before I can play with the Corvette again, the big block Corvette. Oh yeah, and I forgot, I've got that 340. You'll see that video. I'm disassembling a 340 engine. Somebody bought the crankshaft out of it, so I got to disassemble it. It's been seized for quite some time. I have to get that done. I'm hoping to get that done this weekend, because I got to ship them out this week. So that's on the to-do list for sure this weekend. So, I think that covers everything. But, this is my list. That is all of it. And this will be in my pocket today. And, stick it in here. And have to look back on it every once in a while and see what I'm doing next. I'm going to start with the Fury. No, actually, we're going to start with fixing my daughter's belt. But she's got a new job, and she starts today. So she had to go buy a new belt. The kid's got like I don't know, 22-inch waist or something like that. And I think this belt's like a 24 or 5 or 6. But it's a little big. So we got to fix this for her. We'll get that done for her because that's most important. And then we're going to go right into getting that Fury off of the trailer. Then we got to get into oil changes, yada, 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 yada. Some of the stuff like brakes, I'm going to probably do a separate video on. Oil changes, I'm just going to blow it all together in this video. And you'll just see like fast forward a busy weekend. And I'll probably include the ones that I'm going to do separate videos on, like the brake stuff, but I'm only going to do little snippets of it. So this is going to be a crazy world, real life. This is how life is for me sometimes. Don't get to play all the time just because life happens. You got to do the things you got to do. And, you know, you just don't get to play all the time. This is reality, folks, right? This is hot rodding at its best. Some days, you know, especially the one hazard of having multiple cars is maintenance. You know, you got to do the maintenance on them. If you don't, you'll be doing your hot rods all over again. So this is real life. This is, yeah, I've got a nice long weekend. I was hoping to do the Corvette. I had it all in my mind. I'm going to fix that, get that engine back together and get her running this weekend. And then, you know, the truck hit that 5,000 mile mark, and then I got into my daughter's car and heard the brake grinding, and the brake on the truck's been grinding for a while, but I don't drive it that much. And we've got some shows coming up in the spring, but we don't, nothing yet. So I wasn't real worried about it, but I might as well get it done while I'm in there. And so, you know, I figured I'd go ahead and air this just to prove, you know, my life ain't no different than everybody else's. I have all the same things to get done, the same honey-do list, you know, that every other guy with a teenage daughter and or wife and or family has, or even a dog. Got to fix their collar, right? So, you know, this is just life in general. I'd love to air hot rods all the time, doing nothing but building hot rods, and some guys do. But most of us don't have that life, right? Most of us aren't, you know, we don't have 1 million subscribers, and we don't have brand new shops and tools and everything we need, and lots of people to help us do everything we got to do. We're out here by ourselves. We're out here wrenching day after work every day, and we're out here wrenching on the weekends, and we've got to put an oil change in the wife's car, or an oil change in the daughter or son's car, and you got to fix up on your own vehicles when they break or keep them maintained. This is life, right? So just to let you know, hey, I'm human too, right? I'm going to go ahead and air my crazy weekend of trying to get everything on this list done. Yeah, it's not going to happen. We're going to do our best. We're going to get as much of it we can do, because as soon as I'm done with that big list, I get to go back to the Corvette. And then when that's done, and this is what everybody wants to hear, well, this is what I want to hear anyway, we're going to start on the Javelin, the Mad AMX project. I am so excited about this project. I can't wait. I talked with a guy. In fact, on my last video, I put a link in there for it, but I talked to a gentleman, and he is going to send me a disc brake setup for the old girl, right? And he's got a V8 swap kit that he's going to introduce me to, that is going in, that's I'm going to use for my Javelin when I do the whole AMX swappage on that. This guy's hooking me up, so I want y'all to watch his videos. He's got a YouTube channel, and he's got just about the same amount of subscribers as I do. Imagine that. But I want to introduce y'all to him. So in, you know, the comment section, not the comment section, the, you know, a little write-up below this, you know, where we write about the video. I'm going to put his information there so you can check out his channel. I believe his channel is 68_AMX_LS. Right? LS? I think that's it. But if I'm wrong, check there just to be sure, because my memory's not good. But anyway, check him out, because this guy is you know, taking good care of me. He's hooking me up. So I'm psyched with meeting this guy. I just met him the other day, made a comment on one of my videos, and the next thing you know, we're, you know, writing back and forth. And he's got all sorts of stuff. He's going to hook me up. So check him out. Again, 68 AMX LS with underscores in between. Aside from that, I think that's it. Let's get started. get the Fury unloaded, and here she is. It's a convertible, so that's why there's a tarp over the top, because the top is slightly ripped. So let's do a quick walk around to the outside. Fear not, the rest of the grill and everything is inside. You'll see that in a few minutes. I won't be able to get a good view of the side of the car because it's kind of close to the fence. But we'll go ahead and walk around the other side. Now this car will be for sale, so if anybody is interested in this car, by all means, contact me. I'll put all my contact information on the write-up underneath the video. I never know what to call that, but it's called a write-up. Yeah, that's it. But I'll put it is basically essig.enterprises@yahoo.com. Essig is spelled E as in Echo, S as in Sierra, another S as in Sierra, I as in India, G as in Golf. That's essig@yahoo.com. That's how you can contact me. If anybody wants to take this beauty off my hand. It is a 66 Fury. Here's the interior. Here's the grill. The old girl is in really good shape, and I'm not going to put the asking price. This is not a selling car video. This is simply, we got this unloaded. I picked this car up recently, and I plan on either parting it out or flipping it. If somebody wants to save it from being parted out, then by all means contact me, and we will let her go. But otherwise, she's going for parts. There's no sense going underneath the hood because there's nothing under there. There is no engine, no transmission. No. Hey there, YouTubers. Gotta put brakes in the old Cadillac. I heard them grinding when I took it out the other day. I don't know if it's the front or the rear. I'm gonna take a look now. I've got front pads ready to go in. If it's the rears, it may have to happen another day. I'm gonna see how bad they are. If they're super bad, I'm gonna have to put a rush on it. Maybe run into town, or maybe if they'll deliver, we'll get them in. I'm assuming it's the front. You know, you never assume. You know what happens. Usually, front pads will wear out twice as fast as the rear pads. And we live in the mountains up here, so we're going up and down mountains a lot. And so I'm gonna go with front brakes. It's the safest assumption. I can hear a little something going on here. But from where I'm standing, they don't look real bad. The rotors all look good, so we're getting to them in time. I did see a groove on the rear one, and I don't know if that is from previous, and they just didn't turn the rotor, or if that's the one making the noise. But it looked like it had a lot of pad on it. So it may be all that's happening. So if that's the case, this won't really be a video, because I'm gonna put it back together and keep on driving. We'll do this video later. But that's what we're getting ready to do. We're gonna pull these brakes apart. This will be part of another video because this is a weekend. I've got a nice long weekend, but unfortunately, I've got like 6 million things to do. You know what I mean? Got to do a bunch of oil. It's the only problem with having lots of cars is when it comes maintenance time, you're doing a lot of cars. My daughter's car is very important. She's got a job now, so she's going to have to get back and forth to work safely. Got to change the oil in the truck because if you know anything about diesels, fuel filters, oil filters, critical to the life of a diesel. If you take care of them, they last forever-ish. So we're on the 300,000 mile plus mark on that truck, so we need to get that done. But anyway, showed you the list already. Well, actually, no, didn't. That's a different video. But anyway, this is doing the front brakes on a Cadillac. It says 07 Cadillac CTS. CTS. I don't know what that stands for. Yeah, don't know. I was going to try to make a guess at it, but I can't even. Yeah, nope, I have no idea what it means. It's probably just something. Anyway, let's get started. Well, I don't know if you can see that, but we'll zoom in a little bit. But right here is the pad, and it's a good 1/4 inch thick. They're like brand new. So this isn't where that noise is coming from. So we're going to have to go on the back. And it took quite a bit to get this jacked up. I'm learning a little bit with this lift. I'm used to the 2-post where you can get at everything real easy. This one you got to learn how to jack things up a little bit. But that brake is just fine. But just for learning purposes, the bolts that these go to, and if you'll notice, there's a little bit of Loctite on them too. See that yellow stuff? I'm going to have to put that back on. But it goes right here. Okay, it screws into here. It comes off of a, I better get a light so you can see that. It goes through right here. Goes in here, through here, and it bolts into here, like so. Okay, so when you put this caliper back on, you put your bolt through here, this piece goes in here, and then the caliper itself obviously goes right around here. But there's not going to be any learning experience here because that brake is fine. Interrupt this normally scheduled program to tell you I've been stupid. Surprise, surprise, right? I would have had this done yesterday. Today is Monday. I've got it off because it's a holiday, President's Day. I have it off, but I spent 2 hours or better last night trying to get this truck onto this 4-post lift. And let me put it this way. It fits, sort of. I bought the extra wide lift just for that purpose. Measured everything, and it does fit. But you have, you know, it was about 1 inch on each side where the cables would rub the side of the truck. So it was about 1 inch, but as the truck went up and, you know, the weight of the truck started to pull the posts in a little bit, the cable started to rub the side of the truck, and I had it about halfway up, and then I'm looking, and as you get to the top, there's the plate sticks out about another inch past the cable, and I'm thinking, well, if the cable's already rubbing, when I get to that little steel part that the cable's actually hooked to, guess what? It's going to be in the fender. So even though the truck fits on the lift, it didn't fit. But I am stubborn. Oh, there was other problems, like it was hitting the pulleys with the dual wheels in the back, so I had to put some blocks under it to get it above the pulleys. I messed with it for a long time. I had to move the lift so I could come in dead straight on it, and it was a fiasco. But I'm a stubborn bugger. You know, sometimes, folks, if being stubborn, not always the best thing to do. I'd have been done with this project right now. I'd have been done with it yesterday. Last night, about 8 o'clock, when I finished up, I gave up finally at about 8:30, and I would have been done doing what I'm getting ready to do, which is just an oil change and a fuel filter change on the truck. She's at 5,000 plus miles. Always want to change your oil at 5,000. Supposed to change your fuel filter at 10, but for 10 bucks, I change it every oil change. That way I know it's done. Can't be too safe, right? I mean, you know, if every 10,000 is good, every 5,000 is better. That's my opinion. For 10 bucks, it ain't worth wondering, oh, did I do it last time? Nah. But anyway, I figured I'd interrupt my normal, because this is all going to be music, because this is, you know, just getting mundane stuff done. Oil changes and filter changes and windshield washer fluid and, you know, stuff that just got to be done. And it's messed up my whole weekend, because I wanted to work on the Corvette, get it done so I can get started on the Mad AMX project. But this is reality, you know. There's no norm in this business. You can work on your hot rods with every spare minute you have, but sometimes life happens and you'll have oil changes to do. And if you got multiple cars, you've got lots of oil changes to do. If they're all due on the same weekend, guess what? You got to take care of family. My daughter got in a small fender bender this morning. You know, she just backed into somebody's door, scuffed it a little bit. Not huge, but had to go down there and figure things out. You know, I hit a deer a couple weeks ago with the same car. Car's bad luck, I think. And you know, there's always something going on with family, always something going on with your car. So life happens. So I thought I would include this. I've already explained that at the beginning, but in case you came halfway through the movie, you know, I'm interrupting this part because I was stupid. I really should have just said, you know what, it's too much of a pain trying to get this truck up here. I do plan on getting it on there to do some leak fixing later on, but it's not now. So it was just, yeah, I should have just said, never mind, too much work, let's just get started. But I didn't. So I thought I'd just interrupt that and let you know, yeah. So I make stupid decisions too. Nobody's alone on that, right? Everybody does it once in a while. But that's it. We'll go back to the music, back to changing the oil in this truck. I've got a good portion of my list. There's 2 things left on this list. One of them is getting that 340 that's sitting over there. I know you can't see it. It's over there. Trust me, it's over there. Got to get that 340 apart. There's a whole video on taking that 340 apart. I got started on it and I had to give up because it was late. But I will get that hopefully apart today because I got a guy that needs a crank. Take a breath. But this is number 1. Can't be driving this truck anymore. If you know anything about these diesels, these 5.9 diesels, if you do not change that fuel filter religiously, it can cost you some money. So, like I said, I do them every 5,000. So I know I did this one 5,000 miles ago. So I'm not real worried about it. But she leaks everywhere. And I have to add oil about halfway through oil changes. And then, of course, it's about time for oil change again. So she's probably low, so we want to fix that. Transmission leaks. I can go between oil changes without adding a quarter or 2 of that. But it's time to do that too. So we don't like to go over my 5,000 mark. Nonetheless, I'm going to stop talking now, and let's just go back to the music. Hopefully you enjoy the music. Nobody ever makes any comments whether they like it or not. Had a few say they do like it. And I had one guy said he didn't, but I was playing R&B on that one. So I have not done any R&B since. I like R&B, but maybe y'all don't. Sticking with the classic rock or some kind of rock. But if anybody wants something different, let me know. I hear some guys doing country, other guys doing weird contemporary stuff or, you know, alternative, which is, oh, that's good. So if you like something different, let me know. If not, we're going to rock out. It's just the way it is. Let's get going. was a long weekend. No pun intended. Okay, maybe a little pun intended. Been a long weekend, not just because it's a long weekend, but because it's been a long weekend, right? Did a lot today. Where's my list? Let me see. Let's take these gloves off and let's look at my list and see how much we got done on the list. It says fix the C4 lock on the door for the C4 Corvette. I did look at it. It's going to require some major surgery. I thought maybe I could fix it fast and easy. Didn't happen. So I did look at it, but only briefly, and the door panel is going to have to come off. We're going to have to figure out what's going on. I got another car, though. So we'll get that one along the way. Change the truck oil. Change the fuel filter in the truck. Change the oil in the BMW. We did not do the front brake on the truck. Didn't get that done. But that's not a big hurry. We're not taking any long trips on the truck. The brakes are working, just grinding a little bit, and it's not because the pad is down to nothing. It's because the caliper's sticking on the back side, and so it's just causing it to grind a little bit because the rotor's shot. So that needs to be done, but it's not an emergency right now. It does pull a little bit to that one side, so we do need to get it done, but didn't get done this weekend. Gremlin taillights. You know, the cool thing about gremlins is they're little creatures that run around doing mischief. This time, mischief went my way. I started it up to move it back in the shop the other day. I think it was yesterday. I think it was last night. And the taillights started working. Who figures? Gremlins can go the opposite way. I guess they can make mischief and make the taillights go off for no reason. And then they can make them come right back on. How about that? So, didn't have to mess with the gremlin. Got in it, lights were working. Woo! So, that project was done. 340 crank. We finished that last. Got the crank out of that thing, and I went ahead and busted the pistons out of it too so I could check the block. Everything looks good. Brakes on the Cadillac, that worked out okay. I checked them all. I couldn't find anything wrong with them, so I don't know what I was hearing. Yeah, I don't know what I was hearing because all the brakes look like brand new. So we didn't do much there other than take the wheels and tires off and look at everything. And the calipers. Let's see, what else did we do? Did put some windshield washer fluid in the old Cadillac. You didn't see that. Actually, I did it. We picked it up on the way to church or on the way home from church, and I went ahead and put it in right there in the parking lot. Didn't bring my camera, so sorry about that. You didn't get to watch me put windshield washer fluid in the Cadillac. Hang my head in shame. Alright, I did put gas in the Gremlin, so I can actually drive it tomorrow. And I did get that Fury unloaded. First thing I did, that was the first thing on Saturday. And saw me fix my daughter's belt, so that got done. And I had a few other things I had to check. What I didn't show you all is on Saturday, when I was supposed to start this crazy project of all these things, getting them done, what you didn't see, and I didn't mention, is first thing in the morning, I was in here, was getting started on all this stuff, and a guy showed up, and he wanted to buy some stuff we have out here in the salvage yard-ish, or graveyard as we call it. And so I walked around with him for several hours in the morning and picked out some things. He put some down payments on things. I got to cut some floors out of a satellite and some stuff like that. So that took me a good part of the morning. And then as soon as he left, I grabbed me some lunch real quick, and another guy showed up, and he needed a rear end. We sold him a 8 3/4 rear end for a B body, so I had to pull that out. So by that point, the day was pretty much shot, and I got that Fury unloaded, and that's about as far as I got on day one. Day two, you can probably tell by the change of clothes. Day two, we got the BMW done. We got, I don't even remember. We got a bunch of stuff done on day two. Started to get the truck done. I brought the truck in, moved the lift around, tried everything to get that truck up on the lift. Wasted several hours doing that. I am stubborn, but didn't work out. I mean, I could have made it happen probably, but it just wasn't worth the extra time. It was getting late, so I just decided, nope, I'm giving up. I hate to do that. Not a giving up kind of guy. Quit just does not in my vocabulary. Does not is not in my vocabulary. Although evidently improper grammar and being tongue-tied is in my grammar, but anyhow. So we got all that done, and then today, of course, we focused on the truck and the 340. We got that done today. I did have to check on a few parts for some people, which we're in luck. We have them. So that's it. it's still fairly early, like dinner time-ish, and I'm kind of hungry. I know I really don't need to be eating, but, you know, it's dinner time. So I am going to conclude this video. Thank you for watching. Do me a favor and subscribe. Mash on the like button if you liked it. I don't know, it's just daily life, but I'm sure y'all have days or weekends like this too. We'll hopefully be back on the Corvette next week. And don't forget to share it with your friends. See ya.